Well, I'm back, Marty Krofft. Now I'd like to talk about the world of Sid Marty Krofft and how it happened. Well, my brother did have the idea. He said, hey, let's do a park, an amusement park. And I said, well, I don't know. What about Disney? How can we compete with them? And I said, what can we do? And I said, let's do an indoor park in the middle of a city. Nobody's ever done that. So we went off and found, a couple of cities that weren't right. And then we were looking for a good partner, and they wound up being Atlanta. And Atlanta was where we had a history at Six Flags. So we found the partners, great ones, David Rockefeller, the Ford Foundation. So then we talked about a location at the Omni International in Atlanta, Georgia.
Downtown's the place to be. When we were kids, we used to go to the movies downtown. We used to go for walks downtown. We used to fool around downtown. And that's what is missing in the world today, is downtown.
So we said, hold it. How do we get into this park? There are 9 stories in this building. So we came up with one great idea. And I'm almost sure it was me. Let's build a 9-story escalator, freestanding, to get into the park. Well, no one had ever done this. So we did it.
Sid and Marty Krofft, the originators and developers of this $20 million fantasy land, are very successful TV producers who've created the Puff and Stuff characters, among many others.
But we had a real unusual ride, a pinball ride, where you get inside of a pinball and you get hit through the inner workings. So that was really something. Then, of course, we had one of our live puppet shows with 600 seats, and we had a crystal carousel. We had 15 sculptors come from Italy to design this fabulous carousel. The carousel didn't work all the time. I mean, it weighed 2,000 pounds. So we had a problem. We had engineers from Disney come in. I don't know what happened. Of course, we couldn't eliminate the Puff and Stuff ride. We built a dark ride. We already had visibility with Puff and Stuff. We were on the air, 5, 6 years by then. And we were #1 with Puff and Stuff. So we had very special attractions. Of course, we had ticket books. I got the #1 ticket in my office today at CBS. So we just did our own with our own creativity. And, we had Coca-Cola was a sponsor. Delta Airlines would fly over the park with their planes and always point out that that's the world of Sid Marty Krofft.
Below us is the world of Sid Marty Krofft, located inside the Omni building, a $20 million all-inclusive amusement park. If you look closely, you can almost see a show Puff and Stuff with his little white boots. Thank you so much for flying Delta Airlines, the proud bird with the golden tail.
So we had it from the ground and from the air. We were lucky. It was really the 8th wonder of the world, this park. But we were downtown, where they were having trouble downtown in Atlanta. We were promised they would keep it safe.
And I'll tell you straight away that we believe, even though we're in show business, if the downtowns and the cities die, so does the rest of the world. And if we have a little contribution with the world of Sid Marty Krofft in reversing that trend, I'm glad that we did that. That is a trip to Sid and myself.
You see what happened?
So we ran close to a year. We had probably close to 600,000 people. But of course, our partners who were financing the whole project, they didn't want to lose any more money. And while this was happening, we had 4 shows we were on the air with that we created. So we didn't feel that bad losing this. But if we would have had success, we'd probably have 20 of these around the country. So we didn't have that. We stayed in television and movies, and I'm still working. That's the way it goes. Of course, no retirement. Thank God.